The fourth tool in your fall prevention toolkit is fall prevention exercises. These exercises help reduce the chance of falls. When you do these exercises, you can improve your balance and your muscle strength, both of which are used to prevent falls. We will start with balance exercises that should be done every day. Then we will move on to strengthening exercises, which should be done every other day. These exercises do not need to be done all at the same time. You can take breaks from them and break them up into different parts of the day. Do what works for you. Here are some exercise tips for the exercises we're about to watch. Look straight ahead while doing any standing and walking exercises. You can even stare at a focal point on the wall, which will help with your balance. Use slow and steady movements. Do not hold your breath. Count through the reps if it helps you to breathe. Listen to your body. You will have days where you can do more and the next day where you do less, and that's okay. All right, here is your first balance exercise. It's called the sit to stand. What you're going to want to do is sit on a chair that's not too low. Scoot to the edge of the chair so there is space between the back of your knees and the chair. Place your feet shoulder width apart and tuck them under your knees. Lean forward, nose over toes, and push off the armrest if armrests are present with both hands. Stand up very slowly, stand tall, and hold for 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Now sit slowly, do not plop, and repeat this exercise 5 times daily. Here is the second balance exercise. What you're going to want to do is stand up tall and look straight ahead, face a counter or table if needed. Place your hands on your hips. If you cannot hold your hips, that's okay. Try holding onto a kitchen counter or a table. Take a side step to the right with your right leg. Then close the left leg so you're standing with your feet shoulder width apart, toes pointed forward. Repeat this movement to complete 10 steps to the right and 10 steps to the left. Okay, so if you want to advance this exercise, you could try taking longer steps to each side. So maybe when you first start doing this exercise, you can only take a short distance out. So you just want to lengthen the step width that you take stepping out with that right leg and bringing the left in. You can also gradually increase the number of times that you take those 10 steps to each side. So maybe when you first start this exercise, you're only doing it 1 time a day. You could gradually increase that until you're doing those 5 times a day to each side. Check out this video to see how else you could increase your advancement. So what you can do is increase the height that you are bringing your leg up. You can pretend that you're stepping over an object, and this is great for balance as you're on one leg for a longer period of time. Do you see how he's kind of standing on one leg for longer? Now you know how to do a sideways walking exercise. Here's your next balance exercise. It's called heel to toe standing. What you'll want to do is start with your feet slightly apart, and you can hold on to a counter or a table as needed. You'll move one foot directly in front of the other so that the heel of one foot is touching the toes of the other. You'll hold this standing position for 10 seconds, And if you need to widen your base of support by moving that front foot out just a little to the side, that's okay. The goal of this exercise is to be able to stand steady for 10 seconds while lightly holding the counter or table. Change that standing position next by taking that back foot and placing it directly in front of the other. You'll hold this position now for 5 seconds. And there's your heel to toe standing. Here is the last balance exercise. It's called heel to toe walking. And what you're going to do is stand up tall beside the counter or tabletop, chair or dresser. Look straight ahead. Hold on to the surface with one hand. While looking straight ahead, walk forward by placing one foot directly in front of the other like you're walking on a tightrope. The heel of the front foot should be close to or touching the toes of the back foot. You're going to tandem walk for 5 to 10 steps like this. Pause, then take 5 to 10 more steps forward. When you're ready to advance this exercise, you can do all the same advancements that you did in heel to toe. That's either toe or fingertip touching onto the surface or hovering on the surface. Now you know how to do heel to toe walking. Here is the first strengthening exercise. Again, strengthening exercises are to be done every other day, not daily. So this is the side hip strengthening exercise. You're going to stand up tall with left side towards the counter. Look straight ahead and hold on with your left hand. Keep the right leg straight and the foot straight forward. Do not point your toes like a ballerina. Lift the right leg out to the side, keeping it straight until your foot is about 1 to 2 inches off the floor. Keep your back straight. Do not lean forward, backward, or sideways. Lower your leg to the floor slowly. Repeat 5 times for the right leg. Turn around and repeat 5 times on the left leg. Strengthening your muscles is so important for keeping your bones and muscles that are needed for walking healthily and to help you be independent in your daily activity. With all strength exercises, you can try adding ankle weights and starting with light pounds like 1 and leading into heavy. You can gradually increase your reps. So here he was doing 5. You can increase to 10 and eventually to 15 and to 20 and so on. If you've introduced an ankle weight, once 10 reps becomes too easy at the lightest weight, increase that weight by 1 and start back at the 5 reps until you can reach 10 again, 15 again, 20 again, and keep on this track, gradually adding weight until you're doing the 10, 15, 20 reps at the highest weight for your ankle weights. Do not jump straight to the highest possible weight and rep. Do this gradually. Now you know how to do a side hip strengthening exercise. Here is the knee strengthening exercise. Again, strengthening exercises are done every other day. You're going to sit on a chair with your back well supported. Straighten the right leg slowly. Hold for 5 seconds and then lower the leg slowly. Repeat this 5 times for the right leg and then continue on doing the same with the left. In order to advance this exercise, you would do all the same things that you did for the hip strengthening exercise. And now you know how to do knee strengthening exercises. This is the third strengthening exercise called heel raises. What you're going to do is stand up tall, facing the counter and looking straight ahead. Hold on with one hand. Place your feet shoulder width apart. Come up onto your toes slowly, counting to 5 as you're rising and without rocking forward. Then you're going to slowly lower your heels to the ground, counting to 5 as you're coming down. without rocking backward. Repeat this 5 times. In order to advance this exercise, you can gradually increase the reps to 10, then to 20, and so on. Use just your fingertips to touch the stable surface instead of gripping onto the surface. And lastly, you can try to advance by hovering your hands over the surface instead of using that fingertip grip. Now you can do the heel rise exercise. Your next exercise is toe raises, and this is where you're going to stand up tall facing the counter and look straight ahead. You'll hold on with one hand, place your feet shoulder width apart, and then you'll slowly lift up the toes of both feet without rocking backwards, so your weight is on your heel. You'll slowly lower your toes back to the ground, and then repeat this exercise 5 times daily. To advance this exercise, you'll follow all the same advancements from the last slide for heel raises that you do for these toe raises.